Welcome back to the Black and Healthy podcast. I know it's been a while, but look, we're back. My name is Jasmine Gillum. I am the founder and owner of Black and Healthy, and today I am so excited to return. We have a very special guest who I will introduce in a short moment, but before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure that you connect with Black and Healthy through our social media platforms, and make sure that you also subscribe. So for social media, connect with us through Instagram, Facebook, and our website, www.blackandhealthy.com. And make sure that you subscribe to the podcast on Apple as well as Spotify. And you can also subscribe on YouTube. So without further ado, we're about to get into this great season of the Black and Healthy podcast. This is the Black and Healthy podcast, where we support majority Black-owned businesses who focus on health and wellness in the upstate of South Carolina. Join me, your host and the owner, Jasmine Gillum, as we cultivate stimulating dialogues with professionals about health and wellness. Make this community your number one podcast on the journey to heal yourself. Today I have Joni with Baldflower Apothecary, and I'm super excited because I am a lover for herbs. I'm a lover for natural healing, and we have this very special woman with us that is local here in the upstate, and specifically in Spartanburg, but she travels all over, so you can find her in multiple locations, and we will get into that. But today we are going to get into how you can make sure that you keep your immune system in check during these seasonal changes. We know when you go from summer to fall, from fall to winter, and then into the spring, there are so many occurrences that take place that can affect your body. And so Joni has so many great things. We're here in her apothecary that she can provide things for you to help you make sure that you are able to maintain your health and to also improve it, where you can make it your lifestyle. So the first question that I have for you today is, how did you get into becoming an herbalist, a teacher, a healer, all the things fabulous? Let's let the people know.
Well, this is going to be crazy because my background is in IT project management. Okay. So I have like a 23-year background in corporate America, but I've always had a garden. I've always preferred to kind of like treat and diagnose myself. So I would always make teas, grow herbs, things like that. Yeah. But when we hit in 2020 with COVID, things got a little scary. I was worried about the quickness of the vaccine. I was worried about like really what it's going to do. I have a daughter. Yeah. She's 9 now, but at that time she was 4. Yeah. So I just really started. I concocted a tea, a booster shot, a little shot I put together to help boost your immune system. And I started taking sea moss, and now we're here. But at the same time, I needed to focus on my mind, body, and health. My mind, body, and spirit. Yeah. Because so many things were out of whack for me. Yeah. And so that's interesting. 2 things that you said, because I always share this with people. One, Black and Healthy started because of the pandemic. And funny enough, people were looking for like different sources. Yes. So one of those things specifically that people were saying, like, where can I find sea moss? Like, that was a thing. Yes, it was huge.
On social media, on Facebook in particular. And so people would tag whoever they knew that was selling it. And so for somebody like myself, who has always supported Black-owned businesses, but you would only find them like here and there, like whether they're at like it's a local festival or maybe like a flea market, you just come upon them. And so knowing Black-owned businesses, especially small Black-owned businesses, we have to work really hard to keep those businesses afloat. And it's a lot of work that goes into as well of maintaining products for people, selling products for people. And so with that being said, I just really get excited, and I got excited about you creating this apothecary because we don't have this
we don't.
In the area. Like, we don't.
Mm-mm.
And so Black and Healthy was created so that people could meet businesses in one spot. But then again, a lot of people also don't have a brick and mortar.
Right.
But so, like, it just brings me joy that you have a brick and mortar that people can come to on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And Black and Healthy is pretty much like that bridge, if you will. If somebody doesn't know you, or they heard about you, but they hear that you're at this location and they can't get all the way across town because our county is pretty big, then it's like, okay, well, I can meet this business at this particular event. So it's super exciting of you sharing that. And so I kind of want to get into that a little bit more, where you shared of like how, you know, like during the pandemic, things shift for a lot of people. And especially, and I'm going to say this, for Black people, for Black women, our priorities, we've always prioritized certain things, but I think the pandemic really took a turn for us because we were losing family members at a very high rate.
Yes.
Because we know that our health statistics are completely different than other ethnicities within our nation, if you will. And so with that being said, not only did we have the stressors already of like work, but then we're now seeing it even more because our diets were not built to make it through what we experienced during the pandemic.
No, not
right?
at all. We were caught in a trap.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And so I think some people, they have, you know, like, what do you call it? Like old regiments, if you will, from back in the day, because we didn't always have medicine. We didn't have access to medicine all the time. We had natural medicine. And so I kind of want to get into that a little bit for you when you were in the corporate world. Like, what was that shift? Like, how did it take place for you when you decided and you said, hey, I'm going to clock out and I'm not coming back? Like, what happened?
So I was in a real sweet spot, which is hilarious. I mean, I was working for a company that was out west, so my day started late. They had a 3-2 hybrid, so I was like, I don't want to go in the office because I didn't really work in the office much. So when I got with the company I was with before I left, corporate America altogether, they were like, well, we have an office in Greer. You can just go sit in the parking lot for 15 minutes. Just let your computer ping the system, and then you can do it. So literally, like, at the end of my career, I was working about 30 minutes a day. That was a call. But that 30-minute call, I was out in my garden with my laptop. And those people on the phone were sounding like Charlie Brown's teacher. It was wah, wah, wah. I didn't know. And I was starting to feel bad because I would sit in those meetings and, girl, I could not figure out what they were talking about and it was discombobulated in my brain. But at that time, like, this business was really forming and just like becoming a thing. So like going back to 2020 with this COVID thing, for me, it just, and when I look at, you know, what has happened and how the world has kind of opened up, it just feels like ancestrally, we have just really been waking up. Because a lot of the remedies that I make, I didn't have recipes for before. There were a few things that my grandparents would do that I kind of remembered, but a lot of things that I make, my mom is like, your papa used to go in the woods and get roots and boil them and make, and it was that same color. So it just felt like some type of awakening was happening all at the same time. So I was just feeling all of this inspiration, like at the same time, like I had really spent a lot of time spiritually trying to figure myself out. Like I was part of a lot of religions, always searching and looking. And finally, I just got to the point where I was just like, Joni, okay, let's just take it down. Let's just pull everything away, how do you feel?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you believe?
Yeah.
And so once I started exploring what I believed and what I really felt about myself, that started opening me up spiritually more.
Yeah.
I started like there was a different connection when I went outside and worked with my plants. Now I was like, I felt a connection with the plants. So my spirituality started to shift now to where it was like I felt ancestral support, I felt universal support, I felt divine support, and that started helping me to grow like personally. And then that just started being shared with other people because like, and that's the thing with like true faith. I think when your faith is true and pure, it naturally just helps people. You don't have to like always proselytize. There are other ways to help people and to minister to people. So and that's how this all came about once I started opening it up in all those ways.
Yeah. And I think that's beautiful because like, so Black and Healthy's slogan, heal yourself, because at the end of the day you have to start with yourself.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
And that's not to say, and let me make this clear right quick. Hold on, let me back up. Pause. Woo, 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 woo. Heal yourself. So I'm a believer, right? In Christ, right? And so heal yourself means like you have to also put in work.
Absolutely.
Right? You just can't say, oh, I want better. I want to do better. I want better for my life. And you're not doing nothing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It starts with you.
Right.
You know, and that also goes into like you want people to change, right? But it's like work on you. Do your work first, and you'll be surprised because people will see you doing the work. And
they see the changes.
They see the changes,
Yes.
and then they start to question and be like,
Yes.
"Oh, so how long you been doing that? How you get into doing that?" And then their wheels start to turn. So that's just, you know, a little tidbit in that. And I do find that very important because you have to minister on yourself before you can help others. Because how are you going to tell people something works?
Right.
If you ain't done it, if you ain't even done it on yourself.
And if you don't even look like you're doing it on
That
yourself.
part.
So, you know, that part, like, so I couldn't, you know, yeah, these teas were helping me and everything, but like, was I really presenting that they were helping me? So that was another thing. So Jonette, what are you putting out here?
Yeah.
Like, are you a hypocrite?
Yeah.
Like, you know, just like that hard shadow work, sitting with yourself, really just letting it all penetrate, thinking about it, dealing with the feelings that come up from it. So yes. Yeah.
And I will say this too, of like, we live in such a quick fix culture.
Yes.
Where people they want a pill and want it to do something, you know, like right then and there. And that's the opposite of what we have, right?
Yes.
But the benefit of it is a pill does help. That's not to say to not take medicine that is needed, right? I'm not saying it at all. But there are some of them that you're not supposed to be on for the rest of your life.
Right. There's a lot of things that, what I'm learning now that I'm actually out here and meeting so many different people like every day.
Yeah.
There's so much that we can just manage ourselves.
Yes.
We do. Things have become so convenient.
Yes.
Fast food, a quick lifestyle, a very convenient lifestyle. So that makes it easy to just kind of go about and do things. But yeah, it's some work.
It's some work. And I think that's a part of like, you're looking for a solution to your problem, right? A solution, if you will. But what you also don't realize is that you get a lot more out of it.
Absolutely.
Because you do develop another level of patience. You develop another level of like nourishing yourself of like, okay, this didn't work out, but how can I try something else? That resilience, you're building that. And I would say the reward out of it is like, yes, you may have healed yourself in such a way, but you could also heal somebody else.
Yeah, that part.
You know?
That part. Because
you stayed the course on taking the time to let that process develop in the way that it needed to. And it don't always work out.
Right.
But I think, though, there's still something always in it. I think oftentimes I can always find like the silver lining in things. And I would say one of those is like the fact that you were even willing to try.
Yes.
You know? Because people are also like creatures of habit.
Yes.
And you're not willing to even try it because it doesn't look a certain way or things that you're just used to.
Or there's no pattern. Exactly. There's no pattern for you. No one else is doing it.
Yeah.
So that like when I first got into, when I really started thinking about this as a business, I traveled out west to Colorado so I could visit some apothecaries because we don't really have many, you know, here on the East Coast, really.
Yeah.
So I traveled out west, and when I went to the apothecaries out there, they were everything I thought in my brain. Just herbs all around, things hanging around, just a bunch of handmade stuff put up in a place that felt like home.
Yeah.
All of the apothecaries I went to out west felt like home. So when I came back here and I was like, wow, like I didn't even have the mindset of having a storefront.
Yeah.
Because at that time I was really kind of like healing healers, like kind of quietly.
Yeah.
It was just getting out that I was doing stuff. So it was like certain people were finding out that I was making things. And so I'd have these other herbalists that would be, I'll never forget. I had this herbalist, she contacted me in December of 2021. I mean, she has a store in Greenville. She's been going for a while.
Yeah.
And she said, a friend of mine told me to contact you because my family's been sick and I just can't figure out what I'm missing. So I gave her a quick little recipe, which really was my COVID tea. Honey, she called me back the next day and was like, everybody feels better.
Oh my God.
And I was like you. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I knew how the teas and things I was putting together made me feel.
Yeah.
But you know, when you really, these are plants.
Yes.
We don't really think plants are gonna really, you know, we've gotten out of that mindset. We forget where we come from.
Yeah.
We forget these things came from the earth first. These medicines came from plants first.
Yeah.
So that happened with her. Another healer called. She just sent a text, like a blast text out to her friend group saying that she had been really down and she just needed someone to come and be with her.
Yeah.
So I just was like, I'm on my way. And I just kind of prayed before and I got dressed. I dressed in all white. I took my Bible. I made her soak.
Yeah.
I got to her home. She opened the door and I could tell she had just been crying and crying and crying and crying. I mean, the house was black. It was just black.
Oh my God.
So I went in. We opened the blinds because her kitchen and living room were together. So I opened the blinds and I just sat her down and I made her a tea. And I asked her if I could clean her kitchen. And she was just like, yeah, in between crying. And so I just went in and cleaned her kitchen while she drank her tea. I guess because, like, growing up, my mom always kept a clean kitchen.
Yeah.
So it just always made the house feel better.
Yes.
And so by the time I had finished cleaning her kitchen, like, she had perked up. She was feeling better. And so I had left her with the soak so that when I left, she had to go home and soak. And so she called me a couple of days after that. And she was like, that's exactly what she needed. And I was just like, okay, nobody's doing this.
No.
Like, nobody is really taking calls like this because the first call was, like, over in the night.
Yeah.
You know, she called in pure, like, desperation.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's really taking these calls besides, like, a therapist or I don't know who. You know, even doctors don't even come to your home no more. So just those instances like that where people were getting in contact with me in those types of ways for that type of work, I was just like, okay, maybe there's something to this. And then like because I don't really like scout around to really see what other people are doing. Besides going to visit the apothecaries, that's really all the research I did when it came to being an herbalist and running an apothecary, because I understand in this space it's easy to look like others. I mean, it's easy to make something that somebody else is making. Like there's millions of herbs. We can put anything together and kind of make a similar concoction. So I just focused on what I was getting from people. And it was just kind of flowing and developing into something.
Yeah. And I love that because it's all connected.
Yes.
It truly is all connected, and it takes time. And what we were talking about earlier was the matter of attracting those people that need what they're looking for. And the thing about it is, like, you ask, like, you will receive it. It will come. Or you will be guided to it. And so with that being said, with this new season, the fall represents things, falling away, releasing, letting go, even just a renewal, if you will. I feel renewed during the fall.
Me too. I do too.
Oh, I feel so renewed.
I love it. Yes.
And so for those individuals, right, that are alone and are still navigating on, like, just being better and those sort of things, what are basic foundational, like, starter tips that you would give someone to, like, begin on this journey? Say they want to visit your apothecary, right? Or they are, they have a local apothecary wherever they may be. Like, what are a few things that you would encourage them to observe, but then also maybe to research and look into?
Well, I always, the first thing I do when I talk to people like that is I ask them, what do they ultimately want for themselves?
Yeah.
And then once I find out what they want from themselves, then you can kind of guide them on what type of herbs or remedy they need. So a lot of times I ask people, like, what do you need? What does your body need? Or what do you want? And we start from there. So a lot of times some people are dealing with stress. They want to get rid of stress, or they're dealing with blood pressure, inflammation, those types of things. So once you figure that out, then I can figure out a direction to go, because sometimes people don't even need medicine.
Yeah.
They may just need to block somebody on Facebook.
Okay.
I mean, you just may need to do some spiritual, like, protection.
Truly, yeah.
You may need to set some boundaries.
Right.
And then, and sometimes people do have other underlying issues. They want to see if they can manage their blood pressure on their own without going to a doctor. So in that case, I point them to different herbs like beets and things like that can help them manage their blood pressure. The benefit or the beauty of herbal medicine is that I really like to encourage people to dose themselves.
Okay.
Figure your body out.
Yeah.
We spend so much time feeling bad and then just going to the doctor, and then they prescribe a prescription, and we never talk about the underlying issues that's making us feel that way. Like, sometimes it's not even a physical issue you're really having. It may just be emotional.
Yeah.
And it's causing a physical problem.
Yeah.
So I just like to sit down and really just kind of start with how they feel and what they think they need. And then we go from there.
Yeah.
And I encourage everybody to think about that first before you even come in, so that way you don't get swindled.
Yeah.
Because, like, it could be easy. It could be easy in this space. You run into egos. I mean, you run into all kinds of things. So once you, like, kind of just look into yourself and see what you need, then you can kind of protect yourself while you're in this space. Because a lot of times, I feel like working with herbs, it's gonna be spiritual regardless of what you say, because the Creator has created this planet to sustain us.
Exactly.
So their energy is in the things. It's in the things. So if we can connect with those, show gratitude for it, then we'll have an appreciation, and it can help us.
Yeah. And I love that, because just as you said, sometimes you don't even need nothing. You just need to block somebody.
Yes.
Because what is it? Look, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, okay? It's always something spiritual going on, whether you believe it or not.
Absolutely.
I promise you it is.
Absolutely.
And so I, like, appreciate that, because, I mean, people make things way more complicated than what they are. And it's like, sit down.
Yes.
Like,
take a deep breath.
And I promise you, for some people, that's the hardest thing to do.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
To even just sit there and to listen to your body. And that's the thing too. Like, we even question ourselves so much that we can't even hear what our body is saying.
Yes. Or there's so much noise.
Yes.
Yes.
And, like, for me, I tell my family all the time, like, I'm like, my body said it wanted this. Like, I said, when my body tells me this, I'm going to give it. Because for me, like, I can be indecisive. But when the body says, give me this, I say, okay.
Yep.
Now, good stuff, of course. Good stuff. You know? But yeah, it could be like the simplest things. Like, I'll tell you, like, my diet, for example. During, like, the spring and the summer, my body was like, give me boiled eggs with olive oil and cayenne.
Ooh, okay.
And it was also telling me, all right, I want bananas as well. put some honey on it, and it told me to put, my body told me to put pepper on my bananas and cinnamon. And we started with that. And I put pepper on the eggs as well. I put pepper and cayenne on there and a little bit of salt on both of them. And when I tell you, like, my body was just like, yeah. And then I looked into, like, the benefits.
Right.
And this is after, because I didn't know. I looked into the benefits, and it was like, it helps with, like, lowering your cortisol levels, as well as, like, burning off parasites. And I was like, okay, girl. All right. And so, like, then over time, it was like, okay, now we need to, because I naturally drink water regularly. But we eat a lot of fruits in our household, and vegetables as well, but it's more like our greens and stuff. Okay. And so I then became more intentional about, like, adding fruits that have water in them.
Yes. Helping you out. Help yourself out.
Yes. To start off the day. That's very important, y'all. If you're going to eat fruits, like, eat fruits that have water in them, and then eat the other fruits.
That's because it helps your body to start absorbing. A lot of times we wake up in the morning and we just go ahead and start drinking our water and we really think we're doing a good thing. But the body has not been set to absorb. So now, yes, okay.
Yeah, tell them. Thank you. And so, again, like, that's simply from listening to my body.
Yes. It told you what it needed.
It literally told me what it needed.
It told you. But see, and that's what's beautiful. Like, my body tells me rest. That'd be my thing.
Yes.
Because I run this business. I run a website. I teach workshops. I'm out doing pop-ups and markets and festivals. When my body says to rest, so if my body tells me to rest on a Wednesday at 7 p.m., which is prime time for me to go home and start doing second shift apothecary stuff, I literally listen to it. But at the same time, like, when you said, like, your body told you these things, like, part of my routine in the morning, I wake up, I take my daughter to school, I come home, I roll a J, I walk through my garden and I drink a tea and I feed the cats. That is my kind of ritual in the morning. During that time is where I get, like, downloads. Like, that's where a lot of my recipes come from. It's like Spirit is like, it gives me, like, it, like, spits out some herbs, and then I look up the herbs and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, that's for the uterus, like, that helped the uterus. Or somebody was just talking to me the other day about some inflammation they were having in their knee, and then I get this download of thoughts, and I look up the herbs and they particularly are for the issue somebody said, and I'm just like, okay, thank you, Spirit, so much for that. I appreciate that. But that is the listening, though. That is the divine to me. That is divine, letting us know, like, that's that connection that we can have with ourselves when we sit still and dig deep into into ourselves. Yeah,
and it's not always for you.
Absolutely not, honey. Listen, so my brother-in-law in 2020, he got COVID. Smoked Newports all the time. So with COVID, he couldn't smoke. So he had the brain fog. He was losing his mind because he couldn't smoke. And I was just like, oh my goodness, what can I do for this man? And all of a sudden, I just was like, I got the idea of mullein and lavender. And really, it was like an idea. I didn't even know what mullein was at that time. So I looked it up, and it talked about its anti-inflammatory properties and how it's best if you smoke it. I was like, a plant that we can just smoke and it's going to help my lungs while I'm puffing on it? So I made a couple and tried them out, and I was like, well, let me add some lavender. I always knew about lavender. I was like, well, let me add some lavender because that'll help calm his nerves. So I gave him the pre-rolls and he smoked them, and he started feeling better because, like, the lavender was helping to go in and relieve the congestion, get it moving, get it out, but then it was also satiating that urge to smoke. Gave him something to do. And so that's how things come. That was strictly, like, my whole line of herbal pre-rolls is from his experience. And coming up with a way to help him feel better and to, like, so that he could get better. And
I'm so glad you mentioned mullein. Because I too have a story with mullein.
Oh, what's your mullein story?
So when I was taking my first herbalist class, shout out to Miss Cece, one of the things that she mentioned was mullein. And I kid you not, we were in that class and we were talking about it. And it's actually in the first Black and Healthy podcast season, the first episode with her. And she was just talking about this plant, telling us about it, telling us about like the properties of it, what it does, the benefits. And she was like, so yeah, now that we're talking about it, it might just pop up.
Yes.
And in that year, I had a community garden here downtown.
Yes.
Right across from the library. I kid you not. Popped up at my garden to check up on it. And that garden was so beautiful. I looked. I said, what it look like that plant Miss Cece was talking about?
Yes.
Took a picture of it.
It was mullein.
And I sent it to her and it was mullein.
Yeah.
Mind you, Miss Cece, one of the things that she said, when the seasons are changing and a plant comes up, if it's a lot of it, that means you're going to need it for something. Yes. And so at that time, I didn't know what I needed it for, but I knew like I was excited about it. Because I was like, we've been talking about this plant, and here it is. I didn't even plant this thing here. Let's see what we're going to get. So my dad has a cough. Mm-hmm. And I was just really concerned about my dad, and he's often in the yard. Yeah. And so like all of the like anything flying, the tiniest thing like that gets in his lungs. Yeah. And it makes him have this like ricochet of a cough. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah. And so mind you, I dehydrated my mullein and I have it in a jar. And when he has those coughs, I make him tea.
Yes, yes.
And I promise you, that cough, you don't hear a thing when I make that tea for him.
And he feels better.
And he feels so much better. And it just, like, it makes me so happy to know, like, this is something that literally, like, God literally put here.
Yes.
I didn't plant it.
Yes.
And now it's like
God knew you needed it.
Literally.
Right.
And so like now my mom or my sister, they'll be like, will you make some of that tea for your dad? And I'll be like, okay. And so it's literally always me that makes him this tea for him. So it's just like you literally have to like just be open and aware of receiving gifts, if you will, that you don't intend to receive. And even if it's through a person. You know what I mean? Such as, hello.
An old mountain man told me that if you live on your property long enough, it'll start to produce the herbs that you need to help your body heal. And that makes sense.
It does.
And when he said that, I thought about it. Because if I'm walking around my property, I'm talking on the phone, or I'm coughing, I'm sneezing, those plants have to develop a defense mechanism to myself. So, but what's interesting is this year, a lot of new herbs popped up in my yard.
Okay, like what?
I have vetiver.
Okay.
Vetiver is like something that you use for aromatherapy. We harvest the roots. They got a very nice like earthy smell, kind of musky. It's really nice to smudge the vetiver leaves. I mean the roots. So that's popped up. It doesn't normally grow in these zones. Also, and then I have had like a whole, not just me, but a lot of people have had like an overgrowth of goldenrod this season. We know goldenrod is really good. It's a high antihistamine, a decongestant, and it helps clear up ragweed allergies. And so I was thinking, I was like, wow, so we have an influx of ragweed. We had crazy weather system this whole year, which is going to throw off the pressure, which affects our sinuses and things like that. So goldenrod to the rescue. So it's just like so much goldenrod, so much mullein. And these are herbs that they tell us are weeds. You know, get rid of them. They're weeds. They're invasive. Okay, mullein is invasive. It is invasive. When the seeds scatter, it's going to grow everywhere, girl. I went from one plant last year to January, I had 48 that popped up just out of nowhere. Because when I made my brother-in-law those pre-rolls in 2020, in 22, I was driving by this house. I was like, that's mullein. And so finally the lady was outside and I was like, I said, did you know you were growing mullein? And of course she didn't know what mullein was. And I said, is this area sprayed with any pesticides or anything? And she was like, no, it's completely untouched. I said, well, can I have one of these mullein plants, please? And she was like, sure, take as much as you want. Y'all, I took one in 22 and I just processed it in my yard, and then the next year it just was like everywhere. But yeah, so some of these herbs that they tell us are weeds, I mean, they're really there for us.
You can even use dandelions.
From the root to the flower.
Yeah.
For everything. And so much.
And you know that one company, I ain't gonna name no names, but that one company was really trying to get rid of them. And it's like, hello, this is literally universal medicine.
Right, a straight up diuretic.
For so many people.
Yes, mild and gentle.
Yeah,
yes.
And a lot of y'all need it.
Yes, and very abundant.
Yeah.
So, so it's like, I think of the plants, like how abundant, like the weeds, they're so abundant, like a lot of my dead nettle, like that's a weed that be everywhere. It's so good for us. Plantain, we don't even realize it's not the fried plantain.
And I love a fried plantain.
Right, girl. I know some sweet plantain.
Oh,
girl,
don't get me started. Don't get me started.
But yes, but the plantain plant, honey, that thing is another one that's good from the root to the flowers. So yes, a lot of things that we need are probably right outside of our front door if we have land and property. But yeah.
So let's back up right quick, because you've used this word a few times, diuretic.
Yes.
What does that mean for the people that are not aware of it?
A diuretic is something that's going to flush your system. Really it's going to like flush like your bladder, your kidney, your organs. So a lot of herbs, when they have diuretic properties, that means you're going to get a good flush. So you use those for your cleanses and for detoxes. I don't like to use that word detox, but if we're going to detox, it's good to use the diuretics. And diuretics are in a lot of the medicines we take, especially blood pressure medicine, because a lot of times with blood pressure, it's an overflux of inflammation. And so that fluid has got to get out of the body.
Yeah. So why don't you like to use the word detox?
Because people use it so loosely and they don't want to do no work with it. They come in here, girl, you got a detox, you got a whole body detox. And I'm like, girl, you may detox your kidneys and then pull something from your liver that it needs. So I encourage people to detox based on their systems. I like to start with the lymphatic system first, since that system does so much for our body. It actually like takes the bad things out of our body and it flushes it through. So if your lymphatic system is blocked, a lot of times that's where the cancers come from, mucus buildup, inflammation. So I like for people to start with systems, respiratory, circulatory, neurological, all those things. And then you piece together the parts, because sometimes if you starve your body, you're really messing something else up. So that's why I don't like the word detox. And also too, with a detox, we got to talk about lifestyle. We have to talk about what you're stressing over, what you're eating, are you working out, like what are you doing? So there's so much more to just drinking a tea and now you got a flat tummy.
Exactly.
Are you doing any sit-ups? Did you eat a cheeseburger? Because that's not going to help. You can drink this tea, you'll poop all day.
Exactly.
But if your eating habits are trash, it's going to come right back.
It's a balance.
Yeah, there's a balance.
And I'm going to put this out here too, because as you're mentioning, like all those different things, like they play a part, right? If you go work out, you got to eat well as well. But also, your body also, like, you have to pay attention, because as you're changing, your body's going to be like, maybe you shouldn't do as much of that.
Yes.
Maybe I need a little bit more of this. And so, like, as you're saying, like, it's not a one size fits all.
It's what do I need?
It's truly what do I need, and you're the only person that can know
and it's
that.
a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of things that you're going to try that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You're going to fail at, you're going to succeed at. But that's the beauty of taking that time to really dig deep into yourself to figure out what works for me and what do I need.
Yeah. So with our now new season of fall, what are your top 3 go-tos for yourself?
For myself?
Yes.
Oh, like right now I'm drinking my infection fighter tea because like the allergies, when it rains like this, the pressure really bothers my sinuses.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. I'm also like staying stocked up on my sea moss because as the season change, I need to make sure my body's getting the nutrients it needs and it's staying balanced. I'm also worrying about my gut and my immune system. Those are the two.
Let me tell you something.
If the gut ain't together,
that gut, don't do it every time.
Yes.
Man or woman.
Yes, male or female. So if your gut is not together, so through your diet, through your stressors, because anxiety, stress, pressure, that can affect our gut as well. So yeah, just focusing on those things, because once I can keep that together, everything else is okay.
Yeah.
I don't have there's no major issues, thank goodness. So yeah.
So would you say, is there a difference between men versus women during the seasonal changes? Or do you think that, like, what you're using for your top 3, can both of them easily use that as well?
Both. Yeah. We're so similar and we're so different. And so I love being in this storefront because now I can see patterns with people.
Yeah.
I'm seeing age range patterns. So a lot of things break down more so with culture and age more so than male and female.
Okay, I love that.
Yes. Because I'm seeing, so what's your culture? How do you live? Your lifestyle. We always have to go back to that. And your age.
Yes.
Because what I'm seeing, like I love the fact that women are really talking about perimenopause and menopause.
Let's get into it.
But y'all, I promise you, the men that are coming in here that are around that same age that women are going through perimenopause and menopause, they're going through something hormonally too. Yes. I have one client, he and I are the same age, and I promise his symptoms are mine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm just like, it's just because you're a male and we don't think about your testosterone and androgen levels.
Yes.
We don't think about those. We also don't think about the fact that the testicles are just like the ovaries drop down into.
Yes.
I mean, that's the way I see it.
No, truly, yeah.
I really see it like that. Like our uterus is just drop down into their testicles.
Yeah.
And then you get their prostate and you get their, you get all that. The vas deferens to me feel like the fallopian tubes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it feels. So I think about it like that. And so when he comes in and he talks about things, it's so close to how I'm feeling. I'm like, well, I need you to try this. I need you to try that. I need you to sleep for this amount of time. And then he's feeling better. But you know what? That's the same stuff. It's what I'm doing for myself hormonally. So I'm seeing those types of things. And, and then I'm also realizing that we never really think about men's hormonal needs.
Yeah.
One doctor, I was watching a video on YouTube, and she said that if men went through menopause, it would happen at the age of 51, and their testicles would shrink to 50% of their current size.
Wow.
She said we would have no wars because all of that money and energy would be going into fixing the problem. And I totally agree. So even though they don't go through an actual menopause, their testosterone levels are starting to wane.
Yeah.
Just like our estrogen levels are starting to wane. And
So I think so. There's a lot of people out here that are going through perimenopause, right?
Yes.
And I also want to say, men, like, get yourself checked out.
Know your hormonal blood levels too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, we understand you're a man. We get it. But you're also a human first.
Yes.
And you as a human, you have needs.
Yes.
You two have your transitions that you're going through. And it doesn't have to be silent. It doesn't have to be quiet. There are people that have things to help you, to guide you on whatever you may be experiencing. So take the chance to talk to somebody about that, and see if there's a solution to help you out for you to also sustain and maintain better health. But the women, let's get into that a little bit.
Ladies.
Let's get into it, because I know a few people that are perimenopausal, and these hot flashes is eating them up. It's eating them up. Their memories are eating them up.
Yes.
And some of them have kids.
Oh, yes.
So it's like, not only am I going through this, I have kids right now that need me every moment of my life.
Yes.
And I'm trying to keep myself afloat. So what would you say for those women out here? Like, what are some suggestions of helping themselves to, I guess you can say, manage this a little bit more?
Well, this is good because I'm actually in this stage.
Beautiful.
So that is also what I love too, is because you can relate so much to people.
Yes.
So when I think of the kids, like my daughter is 9, so she is starting to head into puberty. So I'm thinking ahead because we're going to be going through hormonal stages at the same time. She's coming into her hormones. I'm going out of mine.
Yeah.
And I feel very much teenagery sometimes, teenage-ish sometimes. So that helps me to keep things in perspective when my mood starts to adjust. That's why I say that lifestyle and knowing what you need. And being able to sit with yourself. So when I am in a moody state because of the influx of my hormones, I'm able to recognize that.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we're in such a tizzy, we can't even recognize where something's coming from.
Facts.
So I really try to slow down so that I can recognize what's happening and then respond to it from there. If it goes too far, then I offer up apologies and explanations because we didn't really know a lot about our mothers reproductively.
Right.
And then when it comes to my body, I give myself a lot of Blue Lotus. Well, I really think like at this time, so I work with a personal trainer, Simone McOr.
Yes.
And she really pushes for women in perimenopause and menopause, heavyweight training and protein, up in your protein intake. So there are a few herbs like bee pollen. It's really high in protein. That's something we could just put in the palm of our hand and throw back every day, and that helps us build protein. But I like aphrodisiacs.
Oh God!
Because and so I try to like people be like aphrodisiacs. Don't nobody want to do that. We're not talking about that. But what aphrodisiacs do is they help your blood flow.
Yes.
They help your mind clear and focus. They help you have clarity.
Yes.
So a lot of times...
Clarity?
Yes, clarity, girl. Clarity. Because how can you get yourself in that way if you're not focused on that? So a lot of times I like to start with aphrodisiacs because that first helps me to be able to evaluate how I'm feeling, where it's coming from, if it's hormonal, if it's what. And so, and then like some of those also help with hot flashes.
Okay.
Yes, because they're antispasmodic, they're anti-anxiety, so they're adaptogens a lot of times.
Okay, yeah.
So they're going to help the body kind of balance out and give it what it's lacking.
I love an adaptogen.
I also love to throw in some rose petals.
Yes.
Because rose petals are a high anti-inflammatory. They make you feel good when you're smelling it. So aromatherapy, but also it has a little pain relieving properties.
Yeah.
So we can naturally get a little pain relief through rose petals. But those are mostly what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about inflammation because, mucus buildup is more than just in our sinuses.
Yeah.
It's in our brain.
Yeah.
It's in all the places our body, our digestive system, everywhere. So if we can keep things flowing, then we can kind of keep our mind together. Rosemary is really good for when we start to have like the thinning of the hair.
Okay.
Yes, when our hair starts to thin, rosemary, cloves, moringa, herbs like those, they're really high in anti-inflammatory properties and they help stimulate hair follicles. So that way we can kind of deal with some of the thinning that happens with that. But yeah, another one that I love that we know it's just so government tells us it's bad, marijuana leaves. There's no THC on the leaves and they are illegal in a lot of places, but those leaves just really help to manage us hormonally.
Yeah,
they really do. The hot sweats. So I have a tea that has some leaves in it, and it really helps people get a good night's rest because they're not waking up in a hot state.
Yeah,
it's keeping their body regulated and helping them rest through sleep, which in the long term helps your mood. Because you're not tired.
Exactly.
Right. You've gotten some rest. And then now you got a little clarity and focus. So all the things you may have been amped up on, stressed out about, now you can really kind of think through them and be like, are they even really this serious?
Yeah.
And you can probably start prioritizing and kind of get a hold and organize yourself.
I love that because I'm not there yet. But if I can do things to preventative measures, right?
Or recognize.
Yeah, or recognize. Yes. It's like, I'd rather that than be in the midst of it and be like,
and now I need Botox. Oh my goodness, I need all these things to help me in all these ways that we don't know is going to affect us in the long term.
Right.
We don't know how those quick things, you know, a lot of times in menopause, women start to gain weight.
Yep.
So now we're doing a lot of people come in here, what can I take to lose some weight? Like, at best I got is some sea moss and a workout regimen.
That's hold your hand when I say this.
So, you know, a lot of those things, and I just, yes.
Yeah, and I love that. So, like, for me, I'm glad that you mentioned, like, working out, right? Because, so, I'm edging closer to 35. And
such a baby.
Yeah, and I love to hear that. I love to hear that. It makes me happy. And so, but like, I work out. I do heavy lifting, and I've been doing it for a long time. But like, I can also feel the difference right now to the point where it's like, yes, I'm lifting heavy, but I'm also like, you don't have to lift that heavy. As long as you're lifting heavy, like, it's okay.
Yes.
And I've upped my protein as well.
Yes.
Because I want to be a little thicker. But but also too, because it helps with, like, you know, you're not being as hungry as much as well. And so also one of the things, stressors, is like people will eat and you just burning. You just burning stuff, and a protein will help you, like, sustain a little bit longer, but you're not eating as much. But again, because I want to be a little thicker out here, you know, I've upped my protein, so it just kind of worked that way. But I want to say this, because you mentioned aphrodisiac. See, okay, I feel like the gym is a natural aphrodisiac for me personally.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like if I add to that, I'm setting myself up.
But you're 35. That's a wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful, honey.
I feel
that's
like
a wonderful setup, though. What do you think you're setting yourself up for?
Well, distractions.
Yeah, sometimes we can. Sometimes a distraction is nice.
Nah. Get out of here. Get out of here. Clock out.
But yes, they do, though. I mean, they do stimulate. You know, blood flow stimulates a lot of things. Because, like, for me, when I work out, I'm more amorous after a workout, honey. Because the endorphins.
Exactly.
Yes.
I am on top of the world.
Yes.
When I'm working out.
Yes.
It's wonderful. But, again, like you mentioned, like, learning about those different remedies, if you will, I think those are great things, and some of those things I already use.
Yes,
like rosemary.
Yeah, easy. You can find that anywhere.
Yeah. And so I got like a little baby plant like right now, and I go check on it. I'm like, okay, you're good.
Basil is another one.
Well, I love
we just
basil.
be cooking with basil all the time, but it helps with our memory and our mood.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't even realize.
And y'all, fresh basil is nothing compared to, like, if you buy it from a store. No comparison, night and day. Same with parsley.
Right.
People don't think that parsley, I'm going to tangent
like it's just a garnish.
Yes, and it's not. It's actually very fragrant. So, like, I challenge y'all, like, for my people that are transitioning, you know, look into maybe getting a little mini plant of your own.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Get your little basil plant. Get your little rosemary.
They're easy. They self-seed. They come back.
Yeah.
When I first started out, I had a little townhouse, and I just had enough space for a little 4x4 garden.
Yeah.
And I had 10 herbs out there.
Yeah.
And everything was growing over everybody, but I was getting my hands out in it. If you got a window, a nice window to get some nice, maybe north, maybe like eastern sun, you know, in the morning, that would be nice to put a plant somewhere in a window. Yeah.
In eastern sun, for the people that are not aware, we gotta let the people know. Eastern sun is where the sun rises. Western is where the sun sets. So just like when you're at home, you're in the morning and you're seeing where the sun is, that's your eastern light right there. And in the evening, when the sun's going down, that's your western. So we hope that is helpful for you on that. But one last thing for the men, we ain't gonna leave y'all out. What are a few things that you would suggest for them? What should they come talk to you about?
They should come talk to me about their virility. Ooh. And their gut.
Because a lot of y'all know y'all got them potbelly pig.
Yes, honey. Because that gut is going to start restricting blood flow.
Yeah.
And you're going to start having some erectile issues. And I'm starting to see that as low as like 35 with some guys. Yeah. So I have a tea and it's full of herbs that help boost like virility and libido. Because testosterone is what kind of makes a man a man.
Yes.
That's why they have so much of it.
Yes.
So as they age, that testosterone starts to wane. Their energy starts to go. Blood pressure issues become prominent. Erectile dysfunction issues become prominent as well. Prostate, maybe frequent urination, things like that. So if we can kind of get the gut together and then kind of focus on some herbs, like yohimbe is a good one. Yohimbe is a really good herb. It's a bark. It's like a reddish bark. It's really good for like boosting energy and like virility, like literally. Yeah. I think it's either East or South African herb, which makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Black maca is another one. Red ginseng. Girl. Yes. Red ginseng, a lot of those herbs are just natural boosters.
Yeah.
And so when you feel better and you're more energetic, then you got that extra power. And then when we deal with the gut, if we can get things going in the gut, then that starts to help with like the blood flow.
Yeah.
Beets are really good. Beets have nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps our blood vessels relax. So that when your blood vessels relax, things can flow through better. It also helps to distress you. You're going to pee a lot when you drink or eat beets. But they're really good in helping with like blood flow and managing like blood pressure and blood pressure levels.
Yeah. And we know with our men for sure that blood pressure is, man.
Yes.
We got to get a hold on that.
Yes.
And we got to get y'all to stay away from those blue chews.
Yes, please. Yes. I have a tea and some capsules for you.
Yes.
They're not, and that's the beauty when we go back to saying like herbal medicine is not a quick fix. So when people work with herbs and natural remedies for issues like that, you get a better result in the long run.
Yes.
Because now you're looking at what your body needs and you're proactively trying to give it what it needs and setting boundaries for what it doesn't need.
Right.
So a lot of times, the pressure and the stress that comes along with erectile dysfunction, that weighs a lot on the brain.
Yeah.
It takes a lot out of the thought process and the things that they can think through and manage through.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It brings that confidence level down a little bit.
Yes, it does. It really does. And I understand because we lose testosterone too as women. Yeah. And it's a little more subtle in us. We're more tired. We have less of an energy like that get up and go.
Yeah.
That's all of that testosterone for us.
Yeah.
A lot of times when women have a low sex drive, same.
Yeah.
But my men, I just want them to just be okay with realizing there's something wrong.
Right.
Because I don't tell anybody I can fix anything.
Right.
But I really do think that when you step in and really start to look at yourself and take those steps, spirit comes in and helps out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not a robot.
You're not a robot. You're not a robot.
We know you had your prime time back in the day when you played ball. We know you were a star. We got it. We get it. But now
you got to accept where you are now.
Exactly.
And that is okay because it's like a new life.
Yes.
That's the way I think about it. Like now that I'm coming into like perimenopause and like I don't move as fast or I don't look the same as I used to, that's fine because now it's like I'm entering a new life or just a new part in my life that now I can explore and go through like this.
Yes.
Because it's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with aging. There's nothing wrong with getting older. It's just enjoy it and do your best to support your body while you're doing it.
Right. And I think for some people, they're so fixated on this one idea. Yeah. And it's like, but do you know you could actually be better here?
Yes, absolutely.
You're older, but like you could be better than that.
Yes.
And so give it a chance. Give it a shot. Give yourself a chance to be better. Because like for me, people often don't think I'm my age.
I can see that.
And so it's like, well, I work out and I'm mindful of certain things, and I also don't have no man and no kids. But outside of that, you know, I am very aware of like my body, and I try to listen to her, and if I don't, you know, I try to apologize and be like, okay, I'm gonna do better on this, just give me a little bit more time, thank you for being patient with me.
That's very important, Jasmine, because our bodies is fighting. Like, we think about it, our body is busy all the time for our benefit. So thanking your body and letting your body know, and, you know, acknowledging your body, man, I think that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, too. But I want to tell you too, I'm with you. Like, I know, don't let the gray hair fool you. Don't let the gray hair fool you.
Do not, because I got it too.
But a lot of people do not believe my age as well, and it's the same thing. It's really just like working out, trying to reduce my stressors, taking my herbs, and getting
rest.
Yes, and getting rest.
That's really a thing. See, I feel like right now my body is fighting. It has been fighting for the past few months of going to sleep. It's those phones. It's the phones. And so
our circadian rhythm is getting us off rhythm. We should be following the season.
And so, like, I have been working on ways to help myself, like, sleep throughout the night. And so, like, I used to not sleep with socks. Now my body's like, wear your socks. Give me socks. Cover me up. But in the summertime, my body's like, take it off. You know? And I'm, like, sleeping like a baby. But waking up in the middle of the night, that's something I'm working on right now. And be like, girl, what do you want? What are we doing?
What are we doing? What do we need? Yes. How can I go back to rest? I like to, you know, when people come in and they talk about their sleep, I want to know, what is your bedtime routine? What's your wind down routine? Because now we just go straight from what we're doing into the bed. We scroll for a little bit and then we pass out from the phone. So what's the nighttime? Bedtime.
Guilty. I will do that.
Yeah.
But what I do love to do, I love to turn on my thunderstorm sounds.
Okay.
It puts me in a trance.
Yes.
When I take a shower, I meditate. Yes. I speak affirmations to myself. I rub oil on my body.
Yeah, so you get your body ready to slumber. Yes. Yes.
And from time to time, I may play like my little 80s R&B music, you know, and just romanticize a little bit, and to relax me, because some of that music is just, you know, it's calming.
And we can turn that love back on ourselves.
Exactly.
That doesn't have to be just for a mood. It can be a mood with you. Hey,
that's the best one you're gonna get.
Yes,
that's the one.
And then you can set the mood for somebody.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Speaking of those rose petals, fellas, hey. If you got a lady, you got a partner, wife, whatever they may be to you, get those petals in that bathtub for her.
Yes.
And she's had a long day, and those kids getting on her nerves, whatever. Put them petals in there. And even tell her, yeah, babe, you know, I was listening to this podcast, and they were saying how rose petals do this, that, and the third. And she gonna be like, oh.
Slide some rose petals in between the pillowcase.
Yes.
A little lavender in between the pillowcase. Honey. Okay.
You're winning.
And you're welcome.
That part. You know where you got it from. So, with that being said, make sure that you come out and support the Baldflower Apothecary. Yes, I said the... I said it. And so make sure you come out and support. Come check out the spot. I have been here to purchase a few things. I've had the teas. I've even gotten some of like the herbs. And I've also had the little pre-rolls. I've had those as well. Been out there on the balcony just
relax.
Contemplating my life. What's next in my life?
Those aphrodisiacs. Yes.
So like come out, come check it out. You can also find Joni at like all of our different festivals around the area. Just
Yes. I have a website, baldflowerapothecary.com.
Yes.
You can start there. The website is full of information about all my remedies. Also, it links you to some medical publications where you can do your own research, because I really like to encourage people, do your own research.
That part.
I may say something and I just may be excited and it may be totally wrong. So that's why, like, on every remedy I have, you'll always know the ingredients. That way you can research it and bump it up against the medicines you may be taking to make sure there are no contradictions. But yeah, so the website is also a good resource.
And challenge your doctors.
Please, y'all, please make these people answer questions.
Yes.
A lady came in last week and she said, yeah, my doctor prescribed an antibiotic for my for something. I said, well, why? She said, I don't know. I said, sweetie, I said, I need you to call back and I need you to ask exactly why they prescribed this particular medicine.
Yeah.
We got to give a little pushback because, you know, we forget a lot of times these doctors are heavily influenced with big pharma.
Exactly.
So there's an agenda.
Yes.
We don't like to say that and we don't like to acknowledge that, but there's an agenda sometimes. So please, 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 please have like real conversations. People come in here and they pull up shirts, they drop pants. So I'm like, are you doing this with your doctor? And they say no. So you'll come into my apothecary and show me your body, but I get it though.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because this is the space for that. You
Yeah.
just close the blinds and look at whatever I need to look at, girl. It gets wild.
I love that.
It does. It does. And then, you know, I don't know if you know, but I also encapsulate placentas. So,
Yes.
yeah. So that gets nice too.
Mamas.
Yes, mamas. I get placentas dropped off in the middle of the night. I just had one dropped off at like 4:44 in the morning. Yes. So just, get deep down in it. Ask your doctors. And I don't know. I guess I need to talk to y'all about your placenta because that came up. Can I do that real quick?
Yes.
Ladies, your placenta is such a good organ. So I want to let you know that our bodies, when we're born with all the organs we need. But when a woman becomes pregnant, her body creates a new organ. That is amazing. That organ feeds, it supplies nutrients to the baby, and then it helps support mama hormonally. That's why a lot of times you feel like a superwoman. You feel like you can do everything. So when your body, when you have that baby and the placenta comes out, you can think of your body like being in shock.
Yeah.
So we think of postpartum depression. We think of like milk production, energy levels, healing, our uterus contracting back to the size that it was before we had baby.
Yeah.
So all of those nutrients are right there in that placenta.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's a black market for a placenta. So there's a lot of money that's made. So the hospitals are not going to let you know you can take that home.
Yeah.
You can have it. It's yours. It came out of your body. So I always encourage women to have a conversation with their doctors to find out more about what the placenta does, how it benefits them, and if they can have it when they have their baby.
Yeah.
So that we can encapsulate it and get that in you so we can wean your body off of that hormone boost you went through for those 9 months. And now you can ease into motherhood a little more naturally. You'll have more energy. If you're breastfeeding, you'll have more of a production a lot of times. And also too, the mood. I mean, I had mine encapsulated because I suffered from depression and I was very worried about postpartum depression. So that was my major force to do mine. But there you go, ladies. Learn more about your placenta if you're interested in having a baby or if you're currently pregnant.
Right.
It is a vital organ and it's so full of goodies.
Yeah.
Goodness for you.
Because I know if I ever pop out,
you better have somebody dropping that thing off at the house. I'm right across the street from the hospital too.
It's on the way. Did you get it? Because I'm not playing about that.
Also, too, so what we're learning is that, we know in the cord there are stem cells.
Yes.
So when you dehydrate the cord, you're preserving those stem cells. So my daughter's cord is almost 10 years old, but those stem cells are still preserved in the case that something happens.
Yes.
Studies are now they're researching now how they can use that. So look, double benefit. Double benefit.
And
we're amazing. We're amazing creatures.
Truly, and we have what we need.
We have everything we need.
We just
gotta work with it.
Yes, work with it. We have to become educated on these things. which is why we have this platform, which is why we are talking to owners like Joni. Like, this is why of having these conversations, because there's just so much that we don't know.
Yes.
But that all changes here.
Yes.
So if you have made it to this long of the podcast, we thank you so much for listening. If you want to take a break or come back, this will always be here for you to listen, for you to take notes. You now know that you have a source that you can come to, that you can contact, and help yourself. Help yourself first, and then hopefully help others around you as well. Because it is so important, especially today, to really get into community and to really stay connected with the people that are going to help you become a better person, and for you to help them become a better person. So make sure, again, let's tell them one more time, how can they get in touch with you?
So you can stop by the Apothecary. It's located at 184 North Dean Street here in Spartanburg. We're right downtown. We're here Tuesday through Saturday. Also the website, which is baldflowerapothecary.com. Instagram is popping at Baldflower Apothecary. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
All over. Everywhere.
Yeah, and so can people reach you from across anywhere in the country?
Everywhere. I get DMs, emails, messages from everybody with questions. And just send me your questions. If I can't help you, I'll let you know. If I can answer it quickly, I will answer it quickly. I also offer consultations that we can do in person. We can do over the phone. So I do a lot of that as well for people too. With the consultations, you get 30 minutes of my time. We look over your health. We look over your blood work. We talk about your goals. You leave with a health plan. Since I was formerly a project manager, that is just in my bones. So you leave with a health plan. You leave with some remedies to help you get started. And you get an accountability partner if you need it. Because I will check on you and ask you some questions if you need me to.
Yes. Yeah. So that's awesome. Thank you for the time that you shared with me.
Thank you for having me. And I want to tell you, thank you for Black and Healthy for giving us a directory. So that we can know where everybody is, because girl, this thing is turning. It's getting big. People are really waking up and realizing that there are other ways to live and to support themselves.
Yes. Thank you. And while you said that, I'm going to say that too. Check out the Black and Healthy calendar and community directory. When Black and Healthy events are not taking place, you can at least still stay connected to everything that's going on that is for us, and a lot of time that is by us. And you can also support these businesses. It is so important to put your dollar into our Black businesses. Hey, now give them a shot, okay? Be patient, give grace, but make sure that you look into them, that you research. If you want a reference or a review from somebody about that business, get that, but make sure that you support a business. And again, you can check out Black and Healthy on our website at www.blackandhealthy.com, as well as on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Look, we on TikTok, but like it ain't nothing crazy right now. So just give me a little bit of time on that one. But again, thank you so much. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you follow. Come visit, DM, whatever you got to do to heal yourself and to do better and to be better. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jess.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, y'all.